Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm not sure what the title is today. However, I just know it's going to be sauce, as always. It's going to be heaps of value. You're going to want to take notes. Now, what we talked about specifically last week, I hopped on a student call, a one-on-one student call with one of my students called Elton. And then I broke down what we talked about on our group call later that day. And basically what it's about is he's in school right now. He's trying to do setting as well. He's struggling with trying to balance the two. So I just broke down how to balance the two. I broke down time management, energy management, as well as the 80-20 rule, and how to actually implement those things into your routine. So I guess today would be like a routine sort of video, how to build out your Google Calendar video. I don't know. We talked about that, and then we gave him some action steps, because I know some people, they watch the YouTube videos or they go through the free content, and they're still not sure as to what to do every single day. So at the end of the video, towards the second half, you'll see like the daily plan that I've cut out for him. How much outreach to do, what to actually do with the outreach, who to send it to. When it comes to appointment setting, getting better at setting, like what action steps can I do to get better at appointment setting. I'll just let the video explain itself, okay? So if you did want to work one-on-one with me like Elton, like my other students, then you can apply, link in the description. Very, very selective about who I let in at the moment. So just make sure you fill out the form correctly and you're a killer, you come in prepared, all right? If you want to be part of the school community, you're not quite ready for one-on-one, then the link is in the description too. But anyways, guys, make sure you watch this call recording, take notes, and I'll see you guys. He wanted like help because he's balancing school with setting. We'll get to this in a minute, but he's trying to balance school with setting. So I'll just share with you guys what we talked about, and I think it's going to help. And his question was like, or what he needed help with was balancing them both. And then how do you have the energy? Like he gets really tired after school. So how do you fix that? Same thing applies if you're doing like work as well. So I told him like time and energy management is going to be your best friend. Same thing with the 80-20 rule. So if you don't know what the 80-20 rule is, it's basically 80% of your actions come from 20% of your inputs. Or no, 80% of your results, sorry, come from 20% of your inputs. So it's going to look like this in a way. So like whatever you do in life, guys, if it's working out, if it's appointment setting, if it's running your own business, if it's trying to make high level connections, if you really think about it, there's always those same like few actions, those few things that you're doing that's going to give you the majority of the results. So, for example, with setting, people think you have to be working 12-hour days. You need to be have 20 things on your to-do list. You need to be super busy to the point you're going to burn out. No, it's not the case. Just focus on the 20% of things. That's going to give you 80% of the results. And what is that 20% of things? It's going to be finding a position, getting better at setting, and scaling. You notice how there's just three things that you got to focus on to be successful in this space. It's not 20 different things. There's just three pillars. That's it. So that's what I mean by the 80-20 rule. With working out, with getting in shape, it's nutrition, it's exercise and recovery. That's it. Like literally just focus on those things, right? So 80-20 rule is going to be your best friend. Time and energy management is going to be your best friend. So things like limiting distractions, anything you're doing that's giving you brain rot, watching shitty Netflix shows, going to parties that you shouldn't be going to, hanging around people you shouldn't be hanging around with, going on TikTok too much, then limit it, like for the time being. At least make that decision to have some discipline in your life. Me and Kwa, we just got off of a 60-day discipline challenge because we needed to instill some discipline in our lives. So do some sort of discipline challenge, monk mode, 75 hard, if you're really like fucking up your life right now. So limit distractions. Google Calendar is going to be your best friend too. So if you're not already using Google Calendar, use that to organize your life. When it comes to school now or work, I asked him, what's your goal with school? Are you trying to get straight A's? Are you trying to just do enough to pass? He said he's trying to do enough just to pass. I'm like, okay, good. So what you want to do is 80-20 that shit. You don't need to be spending 12 hours a day revising, studying, because your goal, that's not your goal is to become a straight A student. Like your goal is just to pass. So 80-20 that, either get a friend to do the homework for you and just don't get caught, or do this. Like look at the subjects you're about to study for your exams, because he's got exams coming up. Look at the subjects, and then with each subject, look at each of the topics that take up the most grader score. So that's 80-20 rule. Because if you have, let's say, chemistry, there's going to be the same few topics that come up. You guys have been to school, which you all have. There's always those same few topics that give you 80% of the marks, like the majority of the marks. So if you were to just focus on those few topics and study them, forget the rest, then you're being more efficient and you're going to get the same amount of marks or more marks than your peers. And just do that with each subject. So identify which topics they are, and then it should be good. And then when it comes to work, like quality over quantity. I'd rather you do 2 hours of deep work than 6 hours of half looking at your phone work and half working. And then the same thing goes for setting. So simplify the process. Which stage are you at? Are you trying to look for a position? Are you on a position, but you need to make commission? Or are you trying to scale onto better offers, make more money? Identify where you're at. For him, he was trying to get a position. So what's the 80-20? What's the stuff that's going to actually give him progress in life, in setting? Doing outreach, building his personal brand, building his network. And then these were the action steps that we came up with. So if he just did these every day, then he's good. When it comes to energy management, I know this is more like health and fitness advice, but this is going to serve you guys because like, if you don't have energy, it's simple. You're not going to fucking be able to work. You're going to fall asleep too much. Nutrition, avoid carbs in the morning or afternoon. Only really save those for dinner. This is what works for me, right? This is what works for me. Focus on what works for you, right? Experiment. But what works for me personally is avoiding carbs in the morning or afternoon and then saving it for dinner. Intermittent fasting or skipping breakfast and then focusing on protein and fat meals. That's what helped me the most. Working out, make sure you're working out consistently. Do it with friends. Have accountability partners. Set a goal. Let's say you do like 30 minutes of exercise per day. If it's gym, martial arts, cardio, going for a walk, swimming, whatever it is. And then recovery, make sure you're getting enough sleep, taking naps if you need to, going for walks, doing active recovery. Mental as well. People don't talk about this. Shock your system, change your environment. Like go to a nice place, go to a nice hotel, work there for a bit. Just order a coffee. You don't have to stay at the hotel. Just stay at the lounge, absorb the environment, look at all the rich people around you. Go to a nice cafe in your city, go to the nice restaurants, and then go out to nature if you need to. Surround yourself with the right people. Okay? So if you implement this stuff, you're going to be able to balance whatever your commitment is right now with setting or sales. And then in general, if this is your full-time thing, it's going to help. And then daily plan. This is like an example of a daily plan you guys could borrow. So outreach, set a target 20 to 30 per day. Make sure you have your outreach video and message. Do follow-ups with business owners who haven't replied back. Hop on interviews. Build your personal brand. There you go. And then build your network as well. Your goal is just to get a position. That's the 80-20. Cool, guys. Hope that helps. There you go. Feel free to screenshot that. Or any questions about this on the daily plan, on management. Let me know if this is helpful
So,
too.
so Matt, are you
Yep.
open a new account for setting for your personal brand or just use your old one previous?
So it's up to you, bro. I said to the guy, feel free. I would encourage you guys to just use your own account because I know some people, it's just because they don't want to do their own account because they're afraid of what friends and family will say. But I think you need to just get over that. So most people just fucking grow some balls and do it on your own account. Plus, you don't have to start from scratch, from 0 followers. But if you really, really need to, start a new account and then just grow it eventually from scratch. But it's going to be up to you. When I started, I just used my own account because I knew I was like kind of scared of what people will think. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm scared of that, I need to get over it. Let me just start posting on my account. Yeah, good question. Cool. Hope that helps, guys. We're probably gonna wrap up early. I think everyone is good here. Unless you got any last questions. If you have any last questions, shoot them right now. But if you're good, type one in the chat. Or if this was helpful today, this call, type a one in the chat.